wondering if you could share with our audience here a couple of your thoughts about dealing with crises based on your experience in Boston.
Well, I've had them everywhere. Okay, I had the marathon bombing in Boston. And an officer who was almost killed. Okay, we had the big snow. Have had the snows here. I was in the first World Trade Center bombing. So I mean, honestly, it comes with the territory. Okay, and so what I say to people is that these are the times when you need to be as clear in terms of doing. You're never going to make everybody happy. So start with that, okay? And these are the times that there's no scripts for a lot of it. And this is you, your team, your partners, and you give it everything that you, when I say you, it is the collective you. You give it everything that you possibly can, and keeping yourself clearly on the safe and as reliable. And we're going to do it, and we're going to try to make sure that we do it as safely as we can, be as reliable as we can. And that reliable may be that we take that system down. Okay, you know what I'm saying? And you give it everything that you give it everything that you got, the best that you can. And so I often say this in terms, and I never have ever been one to get tied up into media. Never. Okay. Now, some of that may, and in fact, I watch people through it as you watch other leaders through a lifetime. And it's interesting in the different markets that you'll be in, how the whole thing, there's some places where, they're media hogs or whatever. But I think that you have to have an inner, personally, I just never was a big media person. I always laughed and told people that what you do is, now you don't need to be stupid about it, but if you try to assess yourself or your performance or the performance of your organization by what somebody said on the latest rag or media thing, with respect for them, I think particularly in the big markets, you won't make it. Okay, and I'm saying, and but you have to have that. You have to have a clarity, I guess is the best way.
Well, it sounds like you're saying that when you're dealing with crises, it's got to be your team's central focus, and that you need to really encourage transparency and communication.
Absolutely, absolutely. And just there's not, I can't say enough. Now we have curmudgeons like anybody else, okay, but I can't say enough the valor, the commitment, the things that I have seen people go through over a lifetime of almost 40 years of having been in systems, is that I tell you now, this guy's true, public transportation workers and really people across the essential infrastructure sectors, but I can speak very directly to public transportation. I have seen people in the what people would have said were the worst of times, okay, in terms of crisis situations, explosions out in Bronx or whatever. I'm just saying, just a lifetime of them, to tell you the truth. And the times too, but and what they have done is just been, in terms of valor, has just been absolutely extraordinary.
But it sounds like your message is that it's important for the leaders to keep the focus on what needs to be done and doing it safely. And
doing it safe. And I tell people, everybody has their role, okay? And that's everybody has their role. You have your role as the leader, but then, I've always tried to make sure that my team, the fact to the person on the, cleaning the toilet, okay, that I can't do what makes it possible for me to be able to do what I need to do, which is to get to the legislature, try to make sure we get the funding, all of that kind of stuff. None of that means anything. And I'm never confused about, none of that means anything if ultimately the product and the service that we're putting out is not not the best that we can possibly do. Now, people can understand you got aging infrastructure, you got all of that, so that we're connected, okay? And that is, and whenever I think as a leader, that if you forget that we are absolutely connected. And so that product and that service that we put out is absolutely critical. Nobody wants to hear you talking about flying like an eagle at a table, at a community table, when constantly you're missing service, you're rude to people, that kind of thing like that. And so the what takes place on those front lines is on a daily basis is absolutely critical.